Hello, I am Ahmed Abdelhakim Hachelaf, one of the coaches in the course. And today I am asking Sofia's freshman to reflect a bit on what she learned in the course. So we were thrilled to have Sofia in the course, and I am really thrilled today to be interviewing you. Sofia, what brought you to enroll in the course, Post-Pandemic Virtual Team Leadership Essentials? What kind of practical challenges were you facing?
Well, I think challenges many of us are facing, and that is, of course, while working virtually was always part of my world. I never thought it would be all of the work would be virtual. And I was truly running out of ideas about how to combine, kind of our strategy setting with just virtual interactions with the entire team all across the world. CARE works in 100 countries across the world. So of course, virtual was part of the practice, but it was always a mix of virtual and face-to-face interaction. And we got energy from being together in a room, which then allowed us to when we were in our desks to be able to interact based on the energy and the ideas we had generated when we were in person. When all of that, also the kind of the more generative time, moved to the virtual space, I was struggling to keep kind of the energy going, the motivation and alive. And that's what brought me to the course.
Thank you so much. And I remember the insightful thoughts that you shared during the course. And my second question is, what solutions offered by the course were most helpful to you?
Actually, many, and spanning everything from kind of the first modules, which were more about styles of leadership and also how they may play out in the virtual space, which are different than what happens in the face-to-face interaction, where you can really rely on so many other cues that in the virtual space are more complex to kind of feel and sense, to truly the most practical solutions, like the tips, that I found really, really enjoyable, because that's when the rubber hit the road and we were able to also think of very concrete ways the virtual world could offer moving forward, really strategic processes at the highest level of the organization. So I found those very practical tools just incredibly useful. They don't come necessarily naturally. You would think they would, but it's very different when you're in a space with whiteboard marker at hand and get people's energy in a room, which in the virtual space, it's harder to read. And you need to do something in addition to your usual tools in order to feel the energy, to feel the passion, to feel the ideas of others, and not just the words. And I thought those tools were incredibly helpful. And of course, I truly enjoyed interacting with all of you, with you, Ahmed and Tosca, and the other colleagues that had exactly the same challenges. And we could draw on each other's ideas and solutions. So it was the offer that both the interaction of us all provided, as well as the great course you had put together to deal with the challenge that most of the world is facing right now. So it was really, really good to carve out the time for this.
Amazing, thank you. And I think that you answered partly my next question, which is, when you implemented these solutions, what benefits did they give you or your team? So you touched on that. Do you want to say something more, probably?
Yeah, well, actually many, and the benefits are still being brought to life just now, because it's not that long ago that I finalized the course, and I'm still looking into the wealth of materials that were provided. And I truly feel I have a palette now of colors on which to draw in different situations, because the course is so well put together. It has such relevant materials for different situations, and actually a lot of background readings that I may have just skimmed at the time of the course, and I'm now going back to the great materials you put together for specific situations where these become just essential tools. It's like in this virtual world in which we are now interacting for, across many countries and settings and cultures, it's like I feel I have a toolbox on which to draw that I later didn't have at hand, that allows me to bring out what is most appropriate for specific situations. But I can already see in myself also the confidence that I can deal better with kind of the structure that the world now has given to us, given COVID, and one, we will never go back to the old ways of working. So I know this is here to stay. It also has immense benefits, by not flying around the globe. We are taking better care of the planet. We are, less emissions, and we can see that actually the outcomes and the group energy and the team energy can be kept alive and well if we just use more thoughtfully solutions that you have shared with us. So it's really a good investment of time to having carved it out. It was great. It was on Fridays because I was feeling also like at the end of the week, I was, giving myself some space to reflect about how I can do my work better in this new context, and start Monday with trialing some of the solutions we had talked about on the Fridays. And I hope they're here to stay.
Right. Thank you. All right. And my last question is, what is one thing that you learned that surprised you most?
What surprised me the most? Actually, I think it wasn't a surprise so much as kind of aha moments along the ways where a lot of what I had kind of tried intuitively, the surprise was, okay, there's actually people that have thought about it and have, kind of really seen the issues and provided concrete solutions, and have even thought much further than I ever could have. And that everything from, for example, kind of the styles of leadership, that ranging from more authoritarian to participatory, that I could see also playing out in my own team. But I had never thought about it, in that structured manner. And by categorizing, by looking at concrete tools about how to problem solve when you have different characters involved across the globe, I thought I had many more like, aha, that's what I always felt, but never could fully put my finger on. And now I'm discussing the topic. I'm discussing it with great facilitators and with other colleagues that allow me really to think beyond my usual kind of thoughts and intuitions. And I thought those aha moments along the way were just great. It's also surprised me how easily we could create a bond across the globe with people that we had never met. It is actually the course in itself is, and how it's delivered and how a community is created is truly, in a way, a proof that virtual work and a virtual course and virtual tools, all of that is possible to enhance our work.
Amazing. With that very positive thought, I would like to thank you so much. I still remember those very much insightful moments, and you being reflective and bringing a lot of wisdom to the course. So thank you so much, Sofia.
I thank you. I thank you for a great course that I really recommend to everybody, because it's important not just to act, but to reflect. And this is a great opportunity about how to reflect, but immediately do better thereafter. So thank you for just being a fabulous facilitator of the course.
Thank you so much.